Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is a product demo and review video. We're also making a project today. What we're demoing today is the Thermal Cinch by We Are Makers, or We Are Memory Keepers, formerly known. And it's an adhesive binding machine. It uses heat to make the connection of the pages and does a really fantastic job. I've been playing around with it, testing it out, and it is lovely. This application is really good if you want to make notebooks for a traveler's notebook, where you have 3 integrated signatures into your book. It's great if you want to make notepads, if you want to maybe bind together paper swatches or things like that. It's a really great tool, super simple to use. It's a really self-explanatory in the fact that it uses heat to melt a glue strip that adheres to the spine and glues all the pages together. Like, very simple. So the machine is about 15 inches long, about 3 inches deep, has I think it's about 8 inches tall, has an integrated power cord with a power switch here. And here, I love the integrated cord storage. This is really nice. It has a pretty long cord, so you can maneuver it quite a few places in your craft room. It has grippy feet on both sides. These here are the instructions with the timer. When it's flashing initially, when you power the unit on, it's heating up, and then when it goes solid, it's ready. It'll beep, and then you push the timer. It beeps for about 2.5 minutes, or not beeps, it flashes for about 2.5 minutes and then beeps when it's finished. Your item's heated up. It has oh, bummer. It has a dust cover. So actually, we should actually plug it in since we're going to use it. This is the dust cover portion here. It doubles as a cooling station back here. Basically, the gap from the dust cover to the back of the machine is your cooling station. You pop your items back here and just let them cool back there while the glue is setting up. The interior of it, where you put your item down in there, these spring loaded to hold your item secure down in the heating element, down on the heating element, and then that silver little piece down there, that's what heats up and melts the glue and binds it together. And so it's a really simple machine. You put your item in, so you turn it on, let it heat up, so we should definitely do that. It's got a 2-prong cord, and one side is a little bit fatter, and you just plug it in and flip the switch on the side of it. And I like to heat mine up. So yeah, you just flip the switch. It flashes while it's heating. And then once it goes solid, like I said, oh, whoops, I accidentally pushed the timer. So it'll probably double beep. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Once it beeps and you've got your notebook all ready to go, you pop it down in there, it heats it up, you take it out, you let it cool. Bada bing, bada boom, there's a notebook. Very simple. So user-friendly. So these were little practice ones. This machine, like I said, HSN, $34.99 on a really good deal. Came with 3 binding strips. Let me grab those really quick. I'll show you what they are. And actually, I'll show you the other kit that I bought as well. It came with this was the other kit. So I bought the pink one, and it only came with 3 of these 12-inch binding strips. It came with these 3 of these. One was pink, one was turquoise, and one was this flowery pattern, or a similar one like this. And they have adhesive on each of the edges. And then there's score lines to fold it up to get your spine. And then there's a glue strip in the middle. That's your adhesive for binding all your pages together. So it came with 3 of these. Now, you could have bought the turquoise one, and I noticed today that it's on clearance for $37.99, and it comes with a larger bundle than this one did. I think you get 12 of these. You get quite a few of these, plus you get like a dozen just singular glue strips. They didn't have that deal when I It was $45 for the turquoise one with the basic starter kit. So I just purchased this one because I knew I was going to get a couple of the starter packs because they had it on clearance for $15, and you got 3 packs of the binding strips. There are 6 pieces each. And then you got a 50 pack of glue strips, of the binding glue strips. So I knew I was going to go ahead and do that. So I just got the one that was a little bit cheaper, and it's pink. I thought, hey, let's have some fun and get a pink one, right? So yeah, that's what that was. But HSN, the turquoise one is, oh, where does this go? The turquoise one is, like, I think it's like $37.99. So it's even cheaper, and comes with that same starter pack it originally came with. Yeah, so pretty nice. I didn't notice if they still had these refill kits, like this refill kit on there or not, and it was $15.99 if I didn't say that already. I was looking for the original starter. Oh, here we go. The original starter pack I got came like this. So it had a turquoise one, this floral pattern, which I cut down. You don't have to use them whole. You can use them at whatever size. And it came with a pink one. Same, it was a pink one like this. I did it on this one when I was practicing. I punched the edge to give it a little more pep, you know, make it a little prettier and not so boring. So this just uses copy paper. And you can do 50 sheets of text weight paper or 25 sheets of cardstock. The thickness of your paper does determine the amount that you can put into these 1/4-inch strips. And so I noticed that 50 sheets of copy paper plus a front and a back cover, this is about 65-pound-ish. I want to say not very much GSM, not very much, maybe 130, I'm guessing. It's not very much GSM because it's not very sturdy. I'm guessing about 65-pound, but those two was all about perfect. You could add a few more pieces in there. You could technically add like 1 or 2 more sheets in there. When I did these, I cut a sheet of 8.5 by 11, a piece of copy paper down into 4 pieces. So this is a 4 by 5.5-inch little notebook. And I did, how many of those did I do? 4, 10, I did 12 sheets. So that way it gave me 48 sheets of copy paper, 48 sheets of copy paper in here. And then I have a front and a back cover, which gives me my 50. And that's what it looks like when you do the binding strip with 52 pieces of cardstock and 48 sheets of copy paper. And practicing, I wasn't really sure. So you could do technically a couple more if you're just using really generic thin copy paper. Like this is really cheap. I mean, it's almost tracing paper. Not really. It's just cheap copy paper. I use this for scratch notes, for blending on, gluing on. I use it as scratch paper is what I use this copy paper for. So the genericness of it works perfectly for me. And so will these little notebooks, because I can use them just to jot down little project dimensions and things like that. So this is the one with the floral design, like, right? Super pretty. And yeah, great. And like, look how nice that glued together. Like, that is legit. Like, that is really nice. So then you can, and so that's the back. It goes like that. And the front is like that. And so, yeah, so then you can rip these little pages out like a regular notebook style. And they just work really nice. So then I made these, and so then I also made this one. This uses some Anna Griffin cardstock, one of those binding strips, the pink one. And then this is a diamond press adhesive lace trim that you can color. It's a paper trim that you can color. So I just added a little pizzazz there with a little turquoise ink. Added a bit of glitter washi tape, a strip of gems, hot glued some like bow floral trim to the front of it just to add a bit more texture. Also tried out the feature that you can add a bookmark, a ribbon, or whatever you want to the spine. So I thought, hey, let's give it a whirl with some faux fur eyelash trim. And then I have a bunch of text weight paper that has designs on it. It's designer text weight paper, scrapbook paper. And so I never use the backs of my pages. Like I never write on the back of anything because like out of sight, out of mind. Like if I don't see it, I'll totally forget it's there. I, I will never look at it again. So I only write on the front. And this worked out great because who doesn't want pretty scratch paper? Like if you're like jotting a little list down or whatever, you rip it out, you carry it to the grocery store or to the craft store or whatever, and it's beautiful on the other side, right? I generally fold mine in half, shove it in my pocket, and away I go. So then when I pull it out, it's like really pretty, right? Like how inspiring. It's just beautiful. So that's what I'm doing with, and I have a bunch of text weight paper that I don't use. So I thought, what a better way than to pop it in a little notebook like this, a scratch notebook, and utilize that so it doesn't go to waste. Because I was using this, I also use this just for blending on scratch, writing notes, whatever. It's just kind of scratch paper for me. Occasionally I do use it as an accent or whatnot, but for the most part, not really. I don't hardly use it at all. It's supposed to be layering weight paper, but I like the thick stuff. I want my stuff to be like hardy and sturdy and nice. So I generally stick to the thicker stuff. So yeah, but like, right, isn't that pretty great? And so we're going to make something similar to like this style where it's decorated on the back. And so that's was testing it out and it worked beautiful. So yeah, so 50 sheets of text weight or 25 of cardstock. And then you can do up to, I think it said like 1.25 inches thickness. So if you get the little glue strips, which I need, if you utilize the glue strips and you make your own binding spine, you just put a bunch of these together next to each other and you could go up to 1.25 inches because that's the thickness of the slot that it will take, like that will fit down in there. And it works great. I've already used these on these couple projects here. And so let me show you what we're actually going to make today. And I'm going to put these aside. But I do need these. I'll just put these where I can get them. Yeah, so we're making this. It's super fun. So this was my first one here that I made. And, whoops. And so this uses the Anna Griffin Paper Rose collection. It, like I said, is a magnet 4x6. And right, look how pretty. Isn't that great? So when you're writing your little notes down and stuff like that, the Paper Rose collection comes with cardstock and text weight paper, which makes this collection super, super fun. So you can make this for like a Valentine's Day gift for yourself, because I made one of these for me to put on my refrigerator. And I think that is going to be super fun to use. And it has an integrated pen holder. So that way you always have a writing utensil at the ready, right? Like that's pretty great, right? So you pop this up the fridge, grab your pen, jot your little notes down, rip it out, and then put this back and take your list to the store. But this is always on your fridge ready to go to make more notes, right? Appointments, whatever you want to do. So this, like I said, Paper Rose collection. Now I made 2 of these, but I don't have any more of this cardstock. So we're going to make a pink and turquoise one out of the same collection, but hopefully with the ephemera pieces that are left, I don't have too many ephemera pieces left, but hopefully we'll be able to put something together. Oh, I got to get the trim out too. So yeah, yeah, hopefully in this intro, I said the size of this. This is a, 7.25 by 9.25, not including the embellishments, but that's the size of the magnetic sheet. So you'll need magnetic sheets, cardstock, and then I'm going to show you how to put a notepad together that has an integrated cover on the front of it as well. So you can make it 2 ways. You can make it similar to this one, to where it's just ready to go notebook, or if you wanted a cover on the front of it to keep it nice and looking pretty, like maybe you have a list on there or something you don't really, like I have really crappy handwriting, but it's just me and my husband, I don't mind. But like maybe you have a lot of people that come over or filter through, you could, and I'm out of sight, out of mind. Like if I don't see the list, like, oh, I wrote something down, I better look and see if I have to get that right now. Like I won't even think about it. So that's why I'm keeping mine this way. But if you're one that is, pretty, orderly and that kind of thing, but it would be nice to have a convenient list pad. I'm going to show you how to make an integrated cover to where it stays pretty all the time. And maybe you have pretty handwriting, so you don't really mind either. I don't. Mine is worse than a doctor. So, But if you didn't want somebody to like just see the list, it would have an integrated cover on it and look pretty all the time. So we're going to make that version today, but in this big style like this, it'll just have a cover on the notebook. And but I get right. What do you guys think? Is that so pretty? So if you want to see how the machine works, the first portion will be putting the notebook together so you can see how the Thermal Cinch works. The rest of the video is going to be putting the whole project together. So you can zoom to the end and see what the whole project looks like, or grab a beverage, hang out, or just craft with me while we're making it. So let me clear this away, grab the supplies, and get my lace trims and stuff that I'm going to use. And then we'll get started. So 1 second. Okay, here we go. So we're using the, we're going to keep this as inspiration. And I'm actually going to use that pen because I had to order new ones. I ran out of my little diamond jeweled pens, which I got off of Amazon. If you just type in diamond gem pen or crystal gem pen, they'll come up and you'll get all kinds of these really pretty gem like pens. I had to get a whole collection just to get the black ones with the gold, and I think it's actually rose gold. They're not actually coming gold, but as soon as I'm gonna try to find these again. But yeah, I couldn't get that one because I love the black and the gold, the actual gold, but that's okay. I got a bunch of really pretty ones though that have the little gems with the little glitter in them and things like that, or they come with little gems inside. Yeah, so super pretty. But anyways, yeah, so let's do that. So we're using the Anna Griffin Rose Rose collection, this one here. And what I have left is, because I've already made a couple of them, so I'm gonna use the last 8 sheets of text weight paper that I have. So basically what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take this beautiful text weight paper and we are going to cut it down. We're going to cut it horizontally and we're going to trim the bottom off, take that this little strip off. We're going to trim it down to 12 by 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these horizontally in half. And this is directional. So like if you have whatever paper that you're going to use, you want to make sure that we're going portrait or vertical style. So we're going to cut it horizontally in half, and then we're going to cut it 4 inches in width. So we're going to cut it across it on the, after we cut this horizontally in half. So it is 6 inches by 12 on the 12 side. We're going to go at 8 and then at 4, or just cut it 4 and 4. You know, like put it all the way to 4 and then put this one all the way to 4, or you could start at 8 and then go down to 4, and cut it in that fashion. But just be sure that your paper is in the right orientation when you're cutting it, because you want it 4 across and 6 down to be a portrait. But yeah, so all 8 sheets. So I'm gonna end up with 48 pieces of 4 by 6 sheets of paper. And these are the colors that I had left, which is what dictated basically what we're going to end up doing, which I don't want these two together, and I want color here. So I think I'm going to, oh, and I don't want those two together. And I do need a little pink up here, and I don't want those two together. So we're going to go probably like that is what I have left. And this is all the text weight that's left in that, because I've already made a bunch of stuff with this. So yeah, that's what we're going to do there. And we're going to end up with 48 beautiful sheets of paper, and I'm going to do it in this order. So I'm going to get those cut down. You don't need to watch that. And then the other pieces, the other one I'm going to use for the actual, what's going to hang on the refrigerator, I'm going to use these. So I pulled out some Anna Griffin matte gold, Anna Griffin pink matte foil. I'm going to use this cardstock. I'm going to use some shiny pink foil, Anna Griffin shiny pink foil. This was a pack that came together. It was just these 2 colors. So then this is the other cardstock I'm using. That's the same that I used on the other 6x book. So it came from the Paper Rose collection as well. Another piece of pink matte foil. And then I'm going to use this as my front, and that's what my 4x6 notepad is going to sit on, is this. You're also going to need a couple pieces of either light chipboard or heavyweight cover stock, at least 350 GSM. I'm using this as the backer for my notepad, and also the backer for the very last mat for the very back cover of the matte foil, because on the back I end up cutting some chipboard to give it depth to come off the refrigerator, so it makes it easier for pulling the magnet off the refrigerator if you want to change it out. I have other chipboard that I'm going to mat behind the black magnet, but for the back of the foil, I wanted it to be stiffer, so I used this white chipboard or heavyweight cardstock, whatever you have. As long as it's 350 GSM, you want it really stout. You could even use 300, but the stouter the better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's what is on the back of the foil, and that's what we're using that for, and the back of the notepad. So then for in between the layers, I have this heavyweight chipboard. This is 350 GSM, heavyweight brown craft cardstock. It's just super thick. It's like basically light chipboard is what it is. And so we're going to need let's see, we're going to need we're going to need 6 pieces of this. And the reason we're using so much of this is because what I'm trying to achieve, what I achieved with this, that was the goal, is to give thickness and depth to the item, to give interest, to make it look prettier. So it's not just all flat and one-dimensional, but also it has to be the full width of at least the minimum size of this that's in the center, this 4x6, for the magnets to be able to lay securely and flat together on the item, whether you're doing an office magnetic board or your refrigerator or the side of a filing cabinet, whatever you want to do. For this to be able to stay secure on your display piece, it has to be able to adhere the whole way on the magnet. So if we were to just sporadically put little dimensionals here and there, this isn't going to be able to lay flat and have really good adhesion with the magnet. And that's what you're wanting with the building up the depth of the whole way. So this is going to stack up behind each of the pieces that are larger than the 4x6 to create depth, but then make it secure as well. So 6 sheets of this, and these are 8.5 by 11. You might be able to get away with some scraps because the smallest one is 5x7. So we're going to do 5x7, 6x8, and 7x9, and then 1/4 inch larger mat layers. So for your dimensions there, if you're wondering. So that's what you need there. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll get these cut down. Oh, actually, no. What I'll do is let me cut these down. And the cover. So let's actually make the cover together. So that's going to be that. And what I'll do is, I forgot to grab the cover piece. So maybe we use that for the cover. So if this is what we're not using that. I just ended up. But actually, you could use, if you have this paper collection, use this as part of your mat layers. Like, that is nice cardstock, and it's white. So that's really nice. It's actually chipboard. It's nice chipboard. So we're going to go this way. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe we use that for the cover. And if this is laying on top, right, come on now. That is beautiful. Yeah, we're going to use this. I think this will be lovely. I might actually do a little bit of a matte layer. Is there room? I don't think there'd be room, though. I don't know as if there'd be room. So we're going to go... I might end up doing these layers just a hair larger, just because. But we're actually going 1/2 inch. We're going 1/2 inch. So no, I think what I'll do is I'll just make the cover out of this. I won't be able to matte layer, but that's still going to be absolutely pretty. That'll be beautiful like this. Let me cut this down, because this is legit. This is 5x7. So let me do that and see where our notebook would hit. Just for GPs, so we know what we're going to end up with. And we can see what that other piece is going to look like. just really quick. Yeah, and I like to heat the Thermal Cinch up. I found that for me in my craft room because it's really cold. 5x7 we said, right? 5x7. Oh, yeah. So we're there. So we're there. 5x7. That's what we're going to look like. So, that's what it's going to look like. And the notebook is going to set center stage on there, but with the other paper. And I think that's going to look really cool. And then you'll have pink there. I think it'll be really pretty. So let's make our cover then. Yeah, so let's go ahead and use that on top of there. I think that's going to be gorgeous. So let's do our cover piece. So if you're going to do this with the integrated cover on the front, you need it to be you need it to be 7 inches long by 4 inches wide. So let's go 4 inches wide. You can even go just a hair, just a skosh wider than 4 inches, like a baby gnat's hair, like just barely, right? To make sure that you have a cover over all the pages, depending on how they're sitting in there. So let's go just a baby gnat's hair over 4. And then you're going to go 7 inches. 7 inches. And then what you want to do is, so can we get, no, that's 2. It's not 6. So now what you want to do is we can actually also, I'm going to show you how to make a notebook. This is kind of going to waste a piece for me, but for you, if you just wanted to make a notebook, you would also then want a piece to go on the back of your white chipboard. That is 4x6 also, but like a baby gnat's hair over 4x6. So let's go just a hair over 4. Just a tiny skosh. Like I said, baby gnat hair. And then you're going to go just a hair over 6. Just slightly, ever so slight. And what it is because of where this is going to end up. It might be a little long, but let's just try it. Okay, so there's just a baby gnat hair over 4x6. Okay, and so then what you're going to do is to make the cover. So now cut yourself a piece of chipboard, of the white chipboard. So that way on the inside, you're going to want a white chipboard that is 4x6. So 6. Actually, we should go 4 first. So a little larger than, just a baby gnat hair over 4 by 6. Baby gnat hair over by 6. And that's going to be our back cover. And that's like sturdy. Going to give us a nice notebook feel. And then what you're going to do is, let's get our scoreboard out. And then you're going to need your adhesive strips for your notebook. You're going to need these here. And I don't think the piece I had was big enough, so I'll just get a new one. It's down in the depth somewhere in here of these thermal binding strips. Okay, settle down. Oh, party foul. Bummer, dude. Come on, son. Come on. There you go, little buddy. Come on, little fella. You can do it. Well, maybe we don't need that. It's just impeding our progress here. Okay, so cut this. Oh, well, we'll cut it to length when we put it on there. So grab your scoreboard. And we're just making the outside cover of the notebook is what we're going to do. So here's what you're going to do. Take the longer one of the 2 that you did. It's make sure you're properly orientated. So I'm going to put my tab up here since this is upright. And what you're going to do is you're going to score at 3/4, and then you're going to score at 1 inch. And then you should end up with 6 inches roughly. So that's going to be the back. And then 1/4 inch to 1 inch is going to be, that's going to be where you're going to bind, right? That's where all your papers are going to live, is in the gap there, right? And then this is going to fold over the top. So then what we're going to do with these two is we're going to glue these together, of which we could do now. And then this is going to sit in here like this. And your pages are going to go in between here with a glue strip. Okay, so let's glue these together. Yeah, let's glue these together. I don't think it matters. We'll just use our glitter glue. You could go all the way to the edges of this too to make sure that it all stays nice and secure. Ooh, come on. It's a little cold. It doesn't want to play today. Here we go. All right, go to the edges. You could even use score tape for this as well. Score tape would work too. Might even be a little... I was thinking the glue would be a little faster. I like glue if I am just doing like flat stuff like this, because it seems quicker. But if I'm doing folds and like making boxes and stuff, I definitely use a lot of score tape when I do that. But art glitter glue, been super happy with it. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we have that, right? And now this is where I'll use score tape. So now what you want to do is, here you're going to go, well, this will be like this. Well, actually, I was thinking maybe we ought to, like, maybe score down about 1/4 of an inch so it has a nice spot to flip up for when you're writing and things. It won't just be all janky bent. So let's also score at 1 1/4 inches as well to give ourselves a little fold-up line. And maybe even a spot of where to put our decoration. So then we'll be able to like fold that up. So let's actually fold that outwards. So that way, actually I'm going to fold it both ways. So that way it has a propensity to lay back down as well. So this top one is going to be that's going to be our binding there. And then this other one is going to be where that's going to be like that and then we'll put all of our decorations below that line so that it doesn't impede it. But that would be super cute, won't it? Okay, so let's go ahead and get some score tape. So I'm going to use quarter inch right here, and I'm going to use probably half on this side, 1/2 inch on that side. Let me grab, oh, I need pages. I don't have any pages to put in there. I suppose that's kind of important. Okay, so 1/4 inch on the front, because I want my fold there. So on that 1/4 inch spot there. And above, you're going to go to the left of that that second score line. And then you're going to go to the right on the 3rd score line with your bigger tape. And this is what is actually going to hold this onto your pages. So now, because we're going to adhere our back on there as well. But you want to hold that up from. I'm going to put more score tape all the way to the edge so I get a really good adhesion on there. We're not going to do the front one yet. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this at a 90, kind of forward actually, and not go all the way down to the score line. Kind of hold it out, just hold it a little bit to the right from the score line. So that way there's room for the adhesive strip. And I'm going to line it up from here to here. And then just up above. And don't worry if you don't get... Actually, what we should do is put... Hold on, that's a lie. Let's put this strip on first. Let's measure this. Because the thing is once this gets on there, it's going to make our depth a little bit different, and I don't want it to impede. Let me get some scissors. Okay, settle down. Settle down. Sheesh. Now what they say on the tutorial is, I actually cut this too long. It's a little bit long. what they say on the tutorial is, if you keep your glue in about a quarter of an inch, so mine they're saying is long. If you keep it in a quarter of an inch from each side, they say you won't have glue seepage, but I like to make sure all the pages get adhered, and so I'm all about the more glue the merrier. Sometimes it seeps out, sometimes it doesn't, and if it does seep out, it doesn't bother me because I can actually clean it off. But if you definitely don't want it to, I would say keep it in like they said, a quarter of an inch. So we're going to go like that, right? Because see how much depth that adds? Quite a bit. It's like 1/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to hold that at the 90. White side towards the inside, decorative towards the outside. And now I'm going to butt this all the way up to the glue. There. Like so. Woohoo! Almost looks like we're a professional. Right? That looks pretty good. It's a little bit crooked, but it'll be fine. So just trim off what you don't like, right? Nobody will ever know, and it looks perfect, right? That looks good. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to get our pages. We need to get our pages. And yeah, we need to get our pages. And I think this might be a bit long, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And now let's grab, we got to cut them. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me cut them. Okay, so here we go. I've got all the pages cut, and I actually test fitted it already into the book. And I noticed that I actually cut my cover about a quarter of an inch too short. I didn't make a count for the thickness of the glue strip nor the back of the chipboard, what it would like take up. And so this ends up that it is actually that much too short. So I could either redo this to where this front piece is actually 6 1/4. So you would actually cut 7 1/4 by 4. You're going to go 7 1/4 by 4. And you're going to, on the top side of it, you're going to score at 3/4 and then 1 inch. And then 1 1/4 if you want the fold line at the top. So I could either redo it, or I could make an executive decision, keep this and add a pretty trim piece to the bottom. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do, is just add a pretty trim piece to the bottom and not going to worry about it. Like I can just add a little pink. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll add a pink decorative matte foil or shiny foil stripped down at the bottom to make it the length of the pages. So now my pages, because this is scratch paper and all the decorations going on the back, what I want to do is it's directional. So let's look. So I need it to be up, and I'm going to turn it upside down and tamp all the pages down onto the table, making sure, so pick them up together and then drop them together onto the table. Getting everything, all the pages to settle down towards the table, so that way they'll be settled towards the spine. And then you're going to insert this in your spine. You're going to line it all up. You're going to turn it upside down again, and you're going to tamp all your pages towards the spine, the adhesive strip, kind of collectively scooching them to where they stay centered in your book. Like, that would have been nice, too. That's okay. And so now what you want to do is you want to open up the front cover. You want to peel this adhesive strip off the front, and you want to adhere the front cover to the first page. Make sure that you get your adhesive on the top, like inside, you know. Everything's still lined up, and you're just going to fold this tightly up over the front page. And then make sure it's all square, and then press down. Pick your book up and still tamp it towards the table, right? Making sure all your pages are centered. And then what you want to do is you just want to take a generic office binding clip. These are probably the 1-inch ones, or I'm not sure what they are actually. They look about 1 inch though. Yeah, the 1-inch binding clips is what I'm using. You can use whatever. You want to be very gentle though when you put this on so that it doesn't mar your pages. And you're just going to keep tamping like this, and you're just going to, once you feel like all the pages are down towards the front, you're going to secure it with the binding clip at the top. And then what you're going to do is you're going to insert this into your machine. like so. So here, where are you guys? But wrap it in parchment paper. You're going to get a regular piece of generic baking parchment paper. Wrap it in there and then insert the spine down into the machine. And I also had to power this off and power it back on because it turned off because of the length of the video. And then just go ahead and turn it on. Push the timer. And it'll blink. And that means that it's heating up and going for 2.5 minutes. So it heats up for 2.5 minutes and then you cool it for 5. But if you don't feel like it was in there long enough, you could actually hit the timer again and let it go for 5 minutes and then cool it for 5. But if you do it twice, the glue will heat up really good, but it will ooze out a little bit. So try it first at the 2.5 and then put it back in if the pages haven't secured, is what I would suggest. So now that we got that, what we want to do is continue working on the rest of our pages. So I got our first layer, and what we need are the rest of our pages. And then we'll cut out all the other pieces. So let me push this out of the way, and let me grab our cutting board. Here we go. And so I don't need these chipboards just yet. Okay, and so since I have this, the matte layer for this is 5 by 7, is going to be 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, and it's going to be in the pink matte foil because we're alternating. So 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. 7 1/4, 7 1/4, 7 1/4. Double check to make sure it looks good. Right, nice. Okay, this next one is going to be 6 by 8. So 6 wide, 8 tall. 6 by 8. Flip by 8. And then by 8. And then the matte layer for this is in the shiny pink foil, which is going to be 6 1/4. 6 1/4-ish by 8 1/4. 8 1/4. And this is going to layer on this. I like this, right? Isn't that so pretty? Okay, and then this is going to layer on this. Oh my good night. Isn't that just going to be the prettiest little refrigerator notebook holder? That is going to be gorgeous, right? That's going to be really fun. And so we have 2 more layers, but let's see what our book looks like because that just beeped. I'll set these guys aside because we don't actually need them. And let's see what this looks like. Oh, actually, first what you want to do, though, is you want to take it out of the machine. You want to take the binding clip off, and you want to tamp it on the table, holding the pages, because these pages will actually slip because the glue is still hot, and so they'll move. And that's why you're tamping it on the table to make sure they all go down, are securely into the glue. And it's looking pretty good. And so if you think it looks good and it doesn't need a second heat up, put the binding clip back on. Get it all nice back and tight. Put the binding clip on and then put it in the cooling station, which is back here. You're just going to basically set on the table upright so that way all the pages and everything could settle into the glue. And so, but maybe not, don't put your machine on top of your book. So we'll just move it back there. And you can, well, let's leave it on and see what it looks like after it's cold for like 5 minutes. And then we'll go from there. And while that's cooling, we'll go ahead and get the rest of this. And so that other layer was a 6 by 8. So this is going to be a 7 by 9. Is our next one up. So 7 by 9. And then our matte layer for this one is going to be 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. So 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. 9 1/4. Get up there. And let's see what this looks like. I'm loving it. Isn't that so pretty? Right? Oh my heavens. Okay, and so now what we need for the back of, well, let's see it all together. Let's admire all these patterns. Oh, Anna Griffin, you're a genius. Look how beautiful, right? Those are so pretty. Okay, and so now I need to make my chipboard layer for this. So what I'm going to do is do like set a scant smaller, like baby Nat's hair smaller than 7 1/4 by 9 1/4, just a teeny bit. So that way there's no white sticking out is the idea for that dimension. So just like we said, baby frog's hair. Baby frog's hair smaller. So, wait. See, you don't see any white. That's going to adhere really beautifully. Okay, so now we've got that chipboard layer, but we also need the thickness to make it tall off of the refrigerator. So you're going to want 3 pieces of the 8.5 by 11. One of them could be, like I said, that back chipboard from the pack. You could use that, would be really nice. So you're going to do these. They don't have to be the full width, so I'm doing mine 7 by 9. So 7, and all 3 of these are going to be cut down 7 by 9. And we're gluing all these together. You also need a magnetic piece. You can get magnetic sheets off of Amazon. And you need the magnetic sheet that's 8.5 by 11 cut down to 7 by 9 as well. So 3 of those. So this is the third one. Wait, 7 by 9. And voila. Bada bing, bada boom. So we need a sheet. We need a magnetic sheet. Here we go. Come on, little buddy. Get our little magnetic sheet. And so, oh yeah, so actually, let's cut this down. 7 by 9. Actually, let's go 9 first. By 7. And that's going to glue, or that's going to adhere because it has adhesive on the back. These are all going to get glued together, and that's going to get adhered on there. And that's going to be just like that. Just like that. And it's okay if you see the brown. It'll be fine. I could trim those down, I guess. I could trim these couple. Oh, it is all 3 of them. Need to get trimmed down just a hair. Boy, those got a bit big. Or I cut that crooked. I probably cut that crooked. Yeah, I totally did. So we'll go like, I'll just trim it down and see what that looks like on here. Yeah, I was off by like 1/8 of an inch down here. It like went, it slipped. But that's okay. I think for stiffness, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. It's going to be stuck to the refrigerator. Will you really see that? And you're going to see it on the back. It's not going to look very clean. Is this going to bother me? How much is it going to bother me? That's what we have to ask ourselves, right? Okay, if you see the brown, is it going to bother me if I see the brown? Will it bother me? It might bother me. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I think I can live with it. It's going to be on the back. I'm going to live with it, guys. Okay, clean it up if you need to on yours. Or be a little bit more accurate. Don't be so willy-nilly. And then the other thing you need is now you need 3 more pieces of the cardstock, of the chipboard. You need 2 layers for your middle one. The middle one was 6 by 8, and you need 1 to give us dimension, the flat dimension. So you need 2 that are 6 by 8. 6 by 8, 6 by 8, and 1 that is 5 by 7. So this is still 6 by 8. And these are going to give you that sturdy, solid, flat dimension. Just to add interest to it. You don't actually have to do this, and this is going to be a 5 by 7. But I wanted it not to be so one-dimensional and make it fun. So this goes to the top, this goes to the second layer, and then those other 3 go to the bottom layer with the magnet. But now I need a magnet piece for the front to hold my notebook on. And actually, because my notebook, let's see what this looks like. It's probably been 5 minutes, right? Let's see what this looks like. I still have to put a magnet on the back of my notebook. But if you were just doing notebooks, Like, obviously, you're going to make your cover the proper size. So let's fix this. I'm going to grab a 1/2 inch of this beautiful, or an inch. I'm going to grab an inch of this beautiful matte foil. I'm going to grab an inch of that 4x4, 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut this with use a punch. I'm going to use this punch here. I'm going to pop this in the center like so. Then we're going to scoot it down so it fits here. We're just punching the edge. Let's trim that down a bit. Like that. And then we'll punch the rest of this. Let's see, this goes here maybe. There, like that. Okay, and then we'll make it an inch. Let's trim it to an inch. Wait, what are we doing here? We'll trim it to an inch. Like so. We'll do like that. And then we'll pop this. And it will make it look like it's supposed to be like that, right? Like, that'll be super nice. And it would be even better if... On it there? No, let's go this way. But actually, this needs to be a tiny bit smaller. That's like really thick. Oh, let's go. It's probably going to be 3/4 at this point, and I should be using my little Tim Holtz trimmer. Oh yeah, that's much better. It was a little bit too wide for me, for my flavor. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Now it looks like it's purposeful. That looks so purposeful like that. And then we can still add the trim at the top. So let me run a bit of score tape on this. And then it will fix the bottom of our book. I'm just going to run it right under because we probably got about 1/8 of an inch. We probably have about 1/8 of an inch that we're short. So that way the adhesive doesn't stick. We're just going to line it up at the bottom, to the bottom of the pages. We're just going to line it up to the bottom of the pages. And then we're going to lightly press and hope for the best. Oh, yeah, right? See, now it looks like it's supposed to be like that. It's just a beautiful decorative edge. Okay, so if you cut yours too short, boom, that's what you can do. And we're still going to add a decorative piece up here. We're still going to add a decorative piece up here onto our deal, but I have to add a magnet now too as well. Oh, and look, that looks really pretty like that, right? But we have to add a magnet, and we need a 4x6 magnet, just a skosh smaller than 4x6, and I don't have any pieces here, so I'm going to go ahead and use another new sheet. So, did I say already? Amazon. Get your magnetic sheets off of Amazon. They're not anything, super special. They're probably 19 mil magnetic sheets. So just a hair smaller than 4x6. So it fits on the back and doesn't look janky. And I didn't do a frog's hair smaller, so we better do that. Okay, hopefully that will go. What do we think, folks? What do we think? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Look at that. Okay, so now I need another piece to go on here, so this has something to magnetize to. I need another 4x6 piece. And it can be a skosh smaller, like frog's hair, like super tiny bit smaller. Come on, baby gnat hair. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be our other one. So now let's put this puppy together. And so let's pop this one on the back of here. If you want, you could just peel a little bit down, line it up, and then finish. So kind of like a little bit like, whoa. little bit like that. See where it's going to line up. Get it positioned over. And then finish adhesion. And pushing it over as you're putting it down. And you can always trim it if it goes, but that's pretty good to me. I know it's a bit crooked on the back, but I mean, handmade, folks, handmade. And it doesn't, you can't see it on the front, so not too bad. I think that looks good. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, and now let's put these together. Let me get these out of the way. Oh, and so since I like how the book came out, oh, so this is a notebook. That was the notebook. That was a notebook portion. Wow, an hour in. It doesn't actually take that long to make these. I just babbled a lot. Sorry about that. But right, isn't that fun? Like, and then you have a little page. Oh, and it's like super sturdy. Super sturdy. Like really stinking nice. So these little glue pieces here, just use your nail or a pair of scissors and they just come right off, especially if you do it at the 5-minute mark, and it looks actually pretty neat and pretty tidy. So this has a cover on it. And now you didn't have to do the cover portion either. You could have just had the backer on it and it folded up over the front instead. And that was just your finished end piece. And then it would have been an open notebook. So this could have been the reverse. And this one wasn't as vital because you could have started it on the back of the paper and then rounded it, folded up around, and it would have been easier. But I made it to where it was like this so it could be pretty on the front if you didn't want anyone to see, you know, the writing on your notebook, but you still get all the prettiness of the pages. So there you go, notebook version. Notebook, there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere all these together. So we're going to start with the back pieces. So I've got this. So I'm going to put those two together. And I'm just going to actually art glitter glue. I don't usually like to do glue on the metallic, but I'm going to keep it in 1/4 of an inch-ish so that way it doesn't show through. Because everything is actually hanging on the middle of this, not on the edges. And then we're going to adhere it to our white chipboard, right? Like that. So just get it all lined up and pretty and make sure you don't see the white. Right? Then grab your next layer, the 7x9. I think this is the 7x9 one. Yeah, it was 5x7, 6x8, and 7x9. And you can go closer to the edge on this one. You just want to make sure there's not too much glue that it schmutzes out. Line it up in the center, like so. Like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3 chipboard pieces and you're going to glue these together. Like so. You want to use plenty of glue. This is the stableness of it, so and then you're just gluing all 3 of these together is what you're going to do. Like that. Oh, but don't get schmutz on your... Actually, I'm going to put that one in the middle. And this, like, you can go all the way to the edge if you want. Like that. Plenty of glue so it stays forever and ever and ever. So you can love it and adore it for all of eternity. If you want. Okay, flip it over and center this onto the white. Oh, actually, I was supposed to put the magnet on, but we're here. We're doing it. Maybe put the magnet on first might be easier. Because you can line it up. But it is what it is. Line it up on the back. See, this is going to give us the depth that we need to be able to take it off the refrigerator. If this would have just been a whole magnet sheet, it would have been really hard to get it off the fridge without marring the edges of it. So this thickness will help us. And then also the thickness of the magnet as well. So there again, just pull off the first edge. get it lined up on your chipboard, and then finish pulling it to adhere the rest of it. So lined up at the top, and then just go for it, I guess. And make sure it's all flat with no air bubbles. That's the goal. All flat with no air bubbles. And this is what is holding everything onto your refrigerator or your magnetic board, filing cabinet, whatever it is you're going to put it on. Haha, right? That's stout. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with the rest of this. So these two are getting glued together with 2 layers of chipboard onto here. These two are getting glued together with 1 layer of chipboard onto here, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Look how pretty that is. And then you still get the dimension from each of the depths of the chipboard, and then like super nice. And like I said, it gives you a little bit of room to be able to pick this up and off of the refrigerator. It's definitely going to be needed. So now what we want to do is we want to magnetize this to our notebook holder. And so got my 4x6 magnet sheet, and I'm just going to peel the whole thing off. Center it up in the middle of this. Woo. And I turned my hot glue gun on too, just FYI. So center this baby up. Oh, right about so, maybe. Like that. And just make sure there's no air. So that way your notebook lays super, super flat. Okay? And then this, boom, gonna go right there. Right? Oh my good night. Look how pretty that is. And that is your notebook holder, right? Bada bing, bada boom. That is nice. Isn't that great? And it just sticks on there. I mean, it like refrigerator, open, close, pretty decent. But I'm actually going to put a little bit of a deterrent on, and an edge. I'm going to put an edge and a bit of a deterrent, because over time, it might, I don't know if the magnet can lose magnetism, if that's what it's called, or whatnot. So I actually am going to I'm going to add a deterrent down here to where it will make it not want to slip down and it to like shimmy down the magnet. So we're going to add, that's part of the reason for adding trim to it. So I've turned my hot glue gun on, and I have some trim. I have this white stretchy trim, and this is also what we're going to use for our pen holder as well. So I'm actually going to also add it down here. So I'm going to add it here. Let me just cut a piece to rough length here. We're going to hot glue this stuff on. And I've also got this beaded holographic trim here, this pearl trim, bead trim, that we're going to put on top of it, right? That is so pretty, isn't it? And we're just going to, ish. You're going ish right now. So I'm going to add this to here, because I think that is going to be really fun. Along with the pearl trim down here, so it looks like this is supposed to be like this, even though, you know, mine was well, should I add it there or put it at the top like I was going to? Actually, what if I put it at the top? Actually, can you put it at the top and the bottom? Maybe, actually, let's put it down here and then see what it looks like. So let's go ish, here ish, and let's cut a piece for the top and see what that would look like. Could we actually add that here? It goes here. Like, that's pretty cute. If we add it both spots, that might be fun. And it will look like it, maybe, it looks like it's actually supposed to be that way, huh? And just adds more of a little punch for the top as well. And we'll put it right below our little fold line. But let's just kind of ish, and then we can size it to fit after we hot glue it on. So then let's just cut a little piece of this, and this is stretchy, so this is what's going to be our little pin holder. So let's wrap it the other way, like so. You don't need very much. You want to measure your pin though. You want to measure your pin, so we'll just do something like that, ish. and hot glue it together and then hot glue it on here somewhere. I was almost wondering if we could add it to the side of the top up here. So add this, and then the pen actually sits off of the notebook, so the pen goes with the notebook, is what I was thinking as well. Let's do that. Actually, let's do that. That would be really fun. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and... Is that hot? Oh, it is. So we're going to do like that, just a little loop like that. And then we're going to hot glue this below. Let's take this off for a second. Let's take this off for a second while we're decorating. Oh, where are you guys? Oh, man. Please be in frame. Sorry if you haven't been in frame. That would not be cool at all. So I'm going to hot glue this right there. So... maybe about there. Because this is stretchy. This is like totally stretchy, so the pen should be pretty cool there. So now what we can do is we can add this to the top. I'm just going to go right over the top of that one. And then we're adding pearl trim. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go just like that. And it'll look like it's like right. And I'm just going to follow that fold line. Try not to hot glue the pages together. I'd try to do that on one of the other ones. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the pearl trim right on top of that. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Where's our other little piece at? Didn't we have one? Oh, right there. Let's add the bottom one too while we're here. Right below the little scallop detail there. Is we're going to put this. And start. You got to go kind of quickly though, so that way the glue's still hot. And the fun thing is the pearl trim will help take up some of the waviness of that. And then, yeah, that actually looks really cool like that. So now let's, oh, did we already cut? Oh, good. So the pearl trim will detract from, but let's just start at the beginning there and just like so. Yep. And then right, and then straight across. And don't worry, you can trim the end off. But right, isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness, that is so cute. And it looks like it's supposed to be there. So that's awesome. Looks like it's supposed to be just like that, right? That is so cute. Okay, so now let's do this one with that one. And this one, if it ends up on the onto the pen holder, it doesn't matter. Right? Oh my gosh. How cute is that? That is so cute. Isn't that just darling? With the little pen holder. Hold on. Let me grab it. I even got pinks and turquoise and blues of these purple. Like, right? So the pen stays with it. That's pretty cute. And then it will all magnetize on here. And then that will be like that. Like, right? That is pretty cute. I think that is pretty fun. And so it's all with it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add that trim down here. And was I saying it or thinking it? We're gonna add this. We're gonna add this down here to help inhibit this from coming down eventually over time. It's not going to now, like the magnet is super strong. I don't know if magnets wear out though, so I was like, well, or the vibration of like if it's on a, refrigerator or filing cabinet or something, I don't know. So let's just start from one edge. I'm just gonna do that much and then try to keep it straight and right up next to the notebook. Like that. And now what I'll do is go ahead and I think I'm gonna move this though. Go ahead and run this bead of hot glue all the way down. And I hope it's straight. That looks pretty good. Right? That looks pretty good. Okay, and let's go ahead and trim that off. That's awesome. And then was this the one? Yeah. And then that looks good. And so let's go ahead and run a bead. That's a giant glob. Oh, man. Oh, that's a bummer. Hopefully we can just set it and forget it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Oh, boy. Just just leave it. If you get a big glob, just set it in and leave it. And then it will not look bad. It'll be just fine. Don't worry. It'll be just fine. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I want to put a couple collages together to finish decorating this. So let me grab the ephemera pieces and stuff. I'll put a couple little things together and then we'll see what it looks like. But right? What do you guys think of that so far? That is pretty sweet, isn't it? That's pretty fun. And so hang on one second. Okay, so I think I got something. I ended up using a few of the stickers that come in that Rose collection. The backing on these is like super paper thin, so it tears really easy. And so I just kind of ad-lib with those. And then some of the sentiments and stuff, what was in those, I kind of ad-lib with that as well. So what I'm going to do is I've got this little flag, and this was a sticker, but I'm going to actually put it on, the back of this so it looks nice. So when it's sticking off, it doesn't look garbagey. I was trying to like keep it, maybe, could I go like that? I think I could probably do something like that. I think I'm going to do something like that. But I'm going to hot glue it. I'm pretty much going to hot glue everything. So that way it's all pretty much permanent-ish. Oh, whoops. Permanent-ish. And then this is going to go like this. So I just kind of did a little like so. Something like that. I think we're going to do like that. Then this is a sentiment. I'm just going to pop this on like that. And then pop this on the center. Which, because it has a cover, because it does have a cover on it, we can do that. It's like super fun. I didn't even think about that. That you could decorate the cover of it. That's pretty cool. And then pop a little hot glue. And the swirls just kind of look like little butterfly swirls. At least to me, they look like little butterfly swirls. So that's what we're gonna call them, butterfly swirls. And so then this one here, this is a another little ephemera, couple of the little sentiment ephemera pieces. So, but there is no, I didn't take the paper off or anything there. So we're gonna glue those together, and then we're gonna glue this little guy right on there. Taking the sticker, because it was one of those stickers. It's kind of weird. And so I'm just going to see where this ends up landing. Hopefully it... Oh yeah, love that. I love the dimension. And that's pretty much what we're going for, is dimension. And so, but because I want this to actually kind of come up and not go back, although would that look bad if it did go back? Like if I hot glued it? Actually, it wouldn't look bad. So actually, oh, I got a hot glue on the corner. Okay, that looks okay. I'm actually going to just hot glue down here. And then pop this here. Because actually with it being on the refrigerator, but hold it up from the notebook so there's still room for the notebook. Yeah. But with this actually being on the refrigerator, there's a bit of room that you could actually, it doesn't matter on this, and you actually see it more because it is back a little. So that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, isn't that looking great? So then I just want to add these couple of flowers. These were stickers as well. So I'm just going to kind of peel off what, doesn't look very good. And that was just extra. And then glue these on there as well. Just a little dab of glue on the back. And then we were thinking like right here? About there. Right? Oh, so sweet. And then this one actually turned out pretty good. I was able to get most of it off. And then it's going to go under here. Like that. And then that way we get quite a bit of the signage. The, banner and stuff like that. And I think that is good. We're going to call it done. What do you guys think? That is like really pretty. So this will definitely hang on the refrigerator like so. Then you've got a fun notebook that you have your handy pen all ready to go and ready to write and good to go. Now, you don't have to use beautiful decorative text weight paper, because this stuff's, it's Anna Griffin, right? So we're talking pretty nice. You could just use copy paper if you wanted to, or get like clearance text weight paper from like Michael's or Joann's or something like that, and make cute notebooks like this as well, because they have pretty cute text weight paper that generally goes on clearance pretty good, especially Joann's. Michael's does too. They actually have really good sales as well. So you could get pretty text weight paper too and do it, but not, your Anna Griffin stuff. I just like it and I'll use it, and I think it's super fabulous. They also make great gifts. So whether you wanted to do something for a teacher, for somebody for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, anything like that, I think this would be a really fun gift to give. The other thing you could do too is you could add a photo on the front of the notebook. Like, right, you could put a little picture there, and wouldn't that be a hoot? The other thing is I was thinking about it too, and I just completely forgot to decorate this up. I have the Valentine rub-ons. You could put a rub-on transfer, and I don't think that would actually impede this. Let me get one. Hold on. We'll look. Hold on. Okay, so super quick. So I have these Anna Griffin Smitten Sentiment rub-on transfers. They are so sweet. So I'm just actually going to take one that I could use for anything, because this could even be for like a birthday or anything. And I'm going to see if it'll fit on there. So basically all you do is you pick the, get the grime off your scissors. Pick the sentiment or whatever transfer it is that you want. You cut it out. And then there is a backer. There's a backer that you take off, and then you just pick a spot. And you put as many on here as you want. And don't do it yet, though. Let me see if it works. Oh, here. Take your bone folder and burnish it on really good. It should adhere just fine. You might want to rub off, use alcohol and wipe the magnet sheet off, just in case there's some type of residue or something that is on the magnet sheet. I don't know. I'm just trying it without doing anything to it. All right, so this is a either do or don't, and you're going to learn from my mistakes. So slowly peel it up, and then, oh, look, how cute is that? So you could put a little transfer under there, but let's see how, they're so thin. I do not even think that I do not even think that the magnet will even notice that it's even there. Like, right? Yeah, it doesn't even notice that it's there. So somebody goes to use this and there's like a super cute surprise under there, right? Oh my gosh. And then that's sitting there while they're using this. And like, how cute is that? So whatever, you can make these for Christmas, whatever. You can make them for a teacher gift or birthday gift, you know, just to send to somebody like that would enjoy a pick me up, you know, your friend needs a blessing. So I mean, right? That is so cute. And then it's on their fridge, and every time they see it, they think of you, right? Like, how cute. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you bought the Thermal Cinch. What do you think of that? Like, I think these are pretty stinking cute. Oh, my goodness. So, whether you do your own journals, notebooks, you can make photo albums with this, whatever, I think this is a total win. I really like how it makes notebooks, how it binds. I think that is so fun. And this style of binding is really applicable in a lot of different situations. And there's even a workaround if you put a cover on it and you mess up like I did. And then you don't have to put this on here if you don't want to. Like maybe this is too gangly for you. You could just pop this little piece here in a loop like I did on the other ones. And just have it on the side. So it's I can't wait to get my new pens. So it's just right here because maybe you don't want the notebook. Maybe you're grabbing just the list, you know, so you take it off, peel off the list, you know, and on your way you go. You don't maybe need the pen. So either way, I mean, like, right, how fun is that? So yeah, let me know what you think of the project. Let me know if you got the Thermal Cinch and what you thought of it, or if you're going to give it a try this morning. They were on HSN, the turquoise one was for 37 and change. I don't know if it had free shipping or not, but very good value for the money. And then I don't know if they still have the refill kit. I don't know if they still have the refill kit for it. That was $15.99. So you might look at that as well because it comes with all those glue strips so you can make your own bindings. And there's 50 pieces in it. That's a lot of bindings. So there it is there. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Sorry it's a long one. I know if you're still here, I appreciate you so much. And we're rolling into New Year's this next week. So Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2025. Thanks again. And as always, happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.